Whoa, now everybody, listen, I am your host, Lambo Drew, and you are now tuned in to another edition of The Leverage Show. Thank you guys, man, for truly rocking with me another wonderful night. Again, 2 nights out of the week, Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. You can catch us on here. You can catch us out here giving some amazing games, some tips, some leverage, some strategy, some great things that will help change your life. So definitely make sure you go and tap in, share this video, share it with somebody you know, share it with some loved ones. Again, tonight is getting ready to be one of those amazing nights. So you want to tap in to this broadcast. We're literally going to go ahead and cover a very hot topic that I actually have each and every single week, dealing with clients, dealing with people, dealing with family, dealing with you guys who are out here, my fans, and everybody who is out here, my supporters, my loved ones, my tribe. I thank you for some of the wonderful questions that you asked and empower me to be able to come back on the broadcast and talk about some of these things. So you do not want to miss tonight. I'm telling you, send this message out, whether you're texting, you're inboxing somebody, you're DMing somebody, send this out, because today we're going to tackle what it takes for your credit to be approved or denied. And for those who have definitely had that struggle and had that battle of figuring out what it takes to either be approved or denied, you do not want to miss this. I'm telling y'all this right now. For some of the people, man, who y'all know, people have been dealing with bad credit out here, or not even dealing with bad credit, dealing with credit that you guys don't know how to get the approvals or get the right approvals or get high limit approvals. Or what does it take for you guys to say, hey, I am bank compliant, bank worthy? We're going to tackle those questions tonight on this broadcast. I'm telling you, Thursday nights have been dedicated just for anything pertaining to finances. And we will collectively go ahead on the broadcast and make that happen. All right, so shout out to each and every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for the love and the support, man. Tuesday night, bet on yourself. Shout out to y'all for bet on yourself and everybody who tapped in and all the wonderful response I seen that was overwhelming from Tuesday night and Tuesday night's broadcast. It was because of you guys who made that broadcast the way it was. Remember, we supposed to have a special guest on that night. That guest and everything wind up, took sick or whatever, or couldn't make the arrangement. And Lambo Drew, you guy who's definitely not out of message. I got 1,000,001 topics. I could come on here on my own broadcast and make sure that we level you up. Was able to go ahead, man, and do an amazing pinch hit. And for what I've seen, for what it was worth, found out it was a great time, man, for what you guys enjoyed. So shout out to what you guys have. And you guys have been blessed by that broadcast, because it blessed my life to be able to pour into your life. I'm telling you, when I can get a one-on-one, which it hasn't been many on this broadcast, if you look throughout the year, I thoroughly enjoy one-on-ones, talking to you and communicating with you, leveling up with you one-on-one in front of your face, and kind of being able to take you guys into another direction and another dimension. So I'm excited about that. So definitely, truly thank you guys for that. You guys empower me each and every single day like never before. I am truly honored, man, for that. So again, make sure somebody likes, shares, send this video to somebody who may need it, because I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys heard, but hey, the feds have definitely went on ahead and raked up these hikes again. And the rates have been going up. Everybody's been thinking that the rates are going to be going down. And if you've been underneath the rock and you haven't seen anything, feds have definitely raised the hike rate up again. So for those who are out there, you guys are definitely, struggling with your credit. You're struggling with some things. You guys are going to want to tap in. I'm telling you this right now. Everybody assumed that the federal rates would go down. But if you have been listening to the news, you found out that the feds have again went on ahead and raised the rates again on a rate hike. So this is exactly some of the things that we have had concern about moving forward. This have been some of the major plays that you have guys seeing in your stock market, seeing your stuff moving back and forth. It's all volatile. It's kind of all over the place. It's because of what the feds have been doing, and also the fear of the consumer where this world will be or where this economy will be within the next year or two. So the outlook has been a lot more dim and a lot more, I hate to say this, a lot more scarier than times before, because things haven't been going on ahead and kicking over like the way that they should. But for those of us who are on the Leverage Show and have been listening in to some great people like Jamal Titus and my guy Kennard Haney, to make sure y'all go and like and subscribe to their channels, who've been talking some great things. I'm telling y'all, and some of the other ones, man, who come to the show, we've been leading the charge and being able to take y'all and level up on a whole nother level and get ahead of that, so you guys don't have to walk in fear, but be able to walk in faith and be able to walk in confidence that you will get the approvals and not the denials. You will be able to take over some of those great wealth transfers that are actually taking over. And again, I told you guys on this broadcast before, a wealth transfer doesn't just fall out of the sky, doesn't grow on the money tree in your backyard. Somebody is just writing you a check. Nah, it can't happen. Somebody can bless and write you with a check or put money into your bank account and all of that good stuff. But most wealth transfers happen when someone no longer can afford a high asset or a high value asset, and they have to sell it off for a lower price, or they lose it because they no longer can take care of that asset that is actually being able to further them in life and sustain their net worth. So now you have access to that because they're selling it, whether it's a foreclosure, a bankruptcy, or they're trying to get rid of it for pennies on a dollar because they don't want to ruin their credit. They sell off that asset. They sell off their net worth, their wealth, which is real estate or which is a business or maybe stocks. There may be so many other different things to you for ownership at a fraction of the cost. Now their net worth and their wealth has now become your net worth in your wealth, beginning a wealth transfer. Okay, so remember that, especially getting ready to come into 2023 as the feds hike the rates up again in this particular season. So you guys have to understand, if you guys caught the broadcast last week, Rondy Lameth, shout out to our guy, man, our friend to the show, came on here and talked about being able to have assets, being able to have leverage, being able to have lines, being able to have credit, and all of these things already in place. So when the market does start changing over, you are already in position for that. But tonight we're going to talk about how you can grant those approvals, already have that line of credit, those lines of credit in place, that bank funding in place, have your money and everything else that you need in place so that you can go make plays on that wealth transfer and make some things happen for your family and your financial future for the long run. We're going to talk about that on the approvals and denials conversation tonight. So tap in, stay tuned, make sure you're sharing this because somebody definitely wants to hear this. I'm telling y'all this right now. Listen, before we start today, I have one special request. I will start today before we get into the comments with one scripture, man, one scripture. Remember, sometimes in everything, man, it doesn't mean that you need to know the Bible, and sometimes you don't need to, you quote every scripture. I got a lot of people who quote scriptures and stuff like that, and they are the most hellish people on earth I know. They actually don't even have the lifestyle that they actually talk about, the lifestyle that they pray about, the lifestyle that they teach about. Neither they live the lifestyle and everything that you see them live on the inside of the church. They're always backbiting, talking about somebody, gossiping about somebody, and really going ahead and throwing spears and darts and not living that lifestyle. Look, let's be better. I'm not coming on ahead and going against the church or anything else tonight. I'm talking to us as individually as us people. Sometimes all you may need ever in your life is one word, 3 words, 3 scriptures, 3, 4 scriptures, 5 scriptures, and then take that and make that yours. And meditate on it and then apply that, what you need. And that's the same way that you do in the spiritual sense, you do it in the physical sense. and you make some plays happen, and that's how your life begins to change. All right. So listen, I'm going to go ahead, man, and I'm going to say this, man. This is Proverbs 10, verse 11. For the mouth of a righteous man is well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Man, I'm just getting ready to tell y'all something. This is something big for y'all who are out there. That's why I tell y'all this right now. Make sure you guys are speaking everything out of your mouth the right way. That's why you always say something good. Somebody may say something negative, and you're hearing all this doom and gloom, and people are saying all this stuff about the economy. Make sure your words are coming out of your mouth are full of life, and you're not cutting people down behind their back and saying all of this other doom and gloom and saying, hey, I wish that my life could turn out this way, and I wish things could turn out that way. No, let's structure our lifestyle both publicly and privately the way that we want our lifestyle to go up public. And that's the truth, leading by our words, our deeds, our actions. Okay, so remember that, man. You want to speak well out of your mouth, you're going to have definitely a blessed life. The moment you start speaking the other things of the doom and gloom, and I may not have, and I cannot have, and when will it be? I promise you, you will start seeing your life and everything around you start exiting your life and start sinking downhill. We do not want that. We want to go on ahead and keep this thing moving forward. Listen, the very next verse, verse 12, which is big. Hatred stirreth up strife, but love covereth all sins. Oh man, that's the only two I came out there with. This is not me out here being, hey, this is Bishop Andrew Johnson or nothing like that. This is just me giving y'all facts. Hatred stirreth up strife, but love covereth all sins. Man, y'all go love somebody today. Y'all go tell somebody you love them, show somebody you love them, speak to somebody you love them, give somebody you love them out of their heart, man. Say, hey, man, I love you today. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I just want to let you know I love you. I want to let you know that, hey, I'm praying for you. I love your family. I'm praying for your family, man. Hey, whatever you need, if I can help you, let me go ahead and be a blessing to you. Remember that if you keep your mouth and your actions, your heart, your deeds towards that and operating in love, I promise you, everything that you do, you're going to have this complete cycle of blessings. Every time your season of testing comes and things come against you to try to knock you off your course, you're coming right back at it and be able to propel straight through that and keep moving forward in life. So let's become better today. If anybody become better today, let us become better, man, and be an example to everybody else out there. All right? Listen, just wanted to drop that to y'all real quick. Make sure you guys, man, have made that, man, maybe your verse of the week or your verse of the month, maybe your verse of the year. Sometimes you may say, look, Lambo, I ain't picked up my Bible in like 6 months. That's cool. I understand. There's a time I didn't pick mine up either. But make that word yours. If it's just one word yours, like, yo, we're going to function out of love rather than strife and hating on people. Again, hateration is definitely a job. And for people who out there that hating on y'all for certain reasons, you're going to have people hating on you for no apparent reason at all, just because of who you are. So go ahead, man, and give them something to hate for. And you know what that is? You loving them. You doing better in life. You enjoying life. You speaking blessings over people, and keep moving forward and watch how your life continues to change and elevate on the way going up. That's how you get from the place where you are now to the place where you desire to be. I'm telling you what I know. Lambo Drew has approved this message. So let's jump on in, man, to the chats. All right, man, who's in the building tonight? Shout out to my guy, Kennard Haney. Kenny Kid just went on ahead, man, and spoke up about you. What's up, Lambo Drew and the Leverage family? Knock this out of the park tonight, Lambo. I will. I promise you I will. We're going to go ahead, man, and do what we do best, man, each and every single Tuesday night and Thursday night here on the Leverage Show. Shout out to you, Money. Thank you, Money, for tuning in. Hello, you got this each and every single week, showing love on the fam, doing what they do best on this program. My guy, Larry the Lion. What up, Lambo family, man? Shout out to you, Larry the Lion, doing what you do best, man. Thank you for going ahead and partnering in and doing what you do on this show each and every single week and showing your love, Larry. Larry goes ahead and shares it to everybody, to all his family members, friends, and people out he can possibly get it. So make sure y'all sharing this, because this video could be possibly something that'll change people's lives. We do not do the numbers each and every single week that we do on this broadcast till this broadcast is actually hits YouTube and it goes out into the stream, and literally it starts getting shared around, and then thousands of viewers each and every single week come watch this broadcast, and then they come in the inbox, or they come and they email there, or they do something to make sure that they show their love and show their support for the Leverage Show. And that's all because of what you guys have done. You guys have made this channel one of the best and hottest channels on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights on Planet in America. I'm telling y'all, shout out to what y'all are doing out here. My wifey says, hello, everyone with the hearts. Shout out to my baby, my love, my life, doing what she do best, support me, and also make sure that she critique me. And she knows what that means. She keeps me going to make sure that I can continue to keep giving you guys some of the best energy and some of the best wisdom and knowledge that we can possibly drop on a broadcast. Love you for that, Nada Williams Johnson. Stole her. I had to go ahead and hyphenate that. Stole it from her. Shout out to my guy Jamal Titus is in the building. Lambo Drew in the house. Thank you, JT. Got a chance to speak with JT and everything, man, not too long ago, and it blessed my heart to be able to speak with my guy JT, man, and allow JT to be a blessing into my life. And listen, I love what he's doing. I want him to continue to do even greater things. Make sure you guys like and subscribe again to Jamal Titus's channel, as well as Kennard Haney's channel. Go like and subscribe, man. I'm telling y'all, y'all don't know what y'all are missing out, and some of the great interviews that are actually going on there. Shout out to, who was that? Luke Feldman that was actually on there for the NIL. Got a chance to see that broadcast. Really nice. And I just don't watch pieces of it. I don't watch them because, oh man, that's his team. I watch them because they do some really great work. Some of the great things that Jamal Titus has even came on there with as well on his broadcast, which he's going to drop more content pretty soon. Heard it out of his mouth just a little bit earlier. You guys don't want to miss, especially being able to level yourselves up to another level, especially what we're getting ready to face. All right. So definitely tap in to my guy Jamal Titus's channel, as well as Kennard Haney's channel. All right. Love y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all do. My guy Freddie B is in the building, man. What it do? This my home team right here, man. When you and everything, man, see the man running with the Florida leaves behind, you'd already know us New Orleans boys, Louisiana's boys, we are on fire. We are ready to keep running and keep doing what we're doing. Shout out to him and his wonderful wife, Britt, and a beautiful son, Jax, man. Got a chance to hang out with them yesterday. That was super cool. And love their support, and to be able to hear their support and be able to run some plays with them, man. Go ahead and secure that bag a little bit more. I love that, man. Thank y'all for y'all support. Keep doing what y'all do. The best family, man, here in Colorado, doing what they do out here. Thanks, fam, for showing love, man, and popping up on the Lambo Drew Leverage Show. My guy, Stacks, a.k.a. Stacks with the Racks. Lambo Drew, man, you already know, man, I'm in the building. I actually got a chance to see Stacks with his dad, taking him down, I guess, to North Carolina. So shout out to your Stacks for being able to see Pops, taking Pops down there to North Carolina. He looked like he was enjoying himself in that drive. So definitely go ahead and make sure you get Pops, man, my love. My wifey giving her amen, showing her love with the praying hands. Thank you, baby. Isidro, my God, Mr. 1K a day. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Isidro, for always popping in and what you have been to the show and the blessing that you have been, and even also the Memphi family and Queen as well. Y'all have definitely been tuning in and tapping in and taking some serious great things away from this Leverage Show and making this show yours. Isidro says, I can't miss this show. Thank you, guys. Please don't miss a show. If you do decide to miss a show because maybe you had something that popped up, maybe you had an ailment, maybe you had something sick, or maybe you just forgot, catch the replay. You never know how much power there is in catching a replay, because as you guys see, we get plenty of people out here in the replay who are truly been blessing our lives and helping change our lives, man, on the replay. So again, thank you guys, man. Don't miss the show. Set your reminder, set that notification bell. Make sure it's set for all, okay? Make sure it's set for all, man. Thank you. All right. Tracy UG is in the building. My guy, he went ahead and hit me with the family hashtag. He know that's fam in the building. South Carolina. Thank you. The rocking the Carolinas. I love y'all whole East Coast people and everybody else in the South, everybody out West, everybody up North, East Coast, Midwest. Man, y'all have been showing love all over on the Leverage Show. Actually, this goes worldwide. I got nothing but people all over in Brazil, people in London, people in China, people in, Finland, people hit me up, Australia. Shout out to you guys, because I'm telling y'all have been made this show, The Leverage Show, a national show because of that. Actually, an international show because of you guys. So I thank each and every single one of you guys for getting this out. My guy, Chi Hugie, praying for you, still in the fam. The Central says, we are not looking back, not stopping, only going forward and claiming. That's what I want to hear. I don't care what happens. Listen, for some of those who know and who didn't know, there was some major news where there was a lot of stocks transition in and out, and platforms you guys seen who had been here for a couple of years went down. I'm telling you, just within the last week or 2 or 3 weeks, they have been going down. And it's been going down back to back to back because of the volatile society that we're in and the world that we're in right now. I mean, it's literally one of those things that are scary. Anytime you see that the Fed is hiking up rates and they're doing all this stuff, people don't know. You see the pound took a beating and went down. If you guys who remember, like a month or 2 ago, gold wind up going down. And when gold wind up going down, everybody was sitting there looking like, what the heck is going on and stuff like that. A lot of stuff are happening that most people have been unconcerned about, and they're been looking to see, is there a true answer for that? Well, we're going to tackle some things tonight that you can position yourself when these things happen, that it will cause a domino effect for other people to lose their assets and lose their wealth, and you'll be in position to be able to take advantage of their wealth and their downfalls. I hate to say that, but that's the society we're in. We're here to only move up, move forward. Way more greater platforms, made things for us to do. So we're going to continue to keep moving forward. GQ, shout out to you, GQ. Hello, Drew and his family. You got this. You got this. Thank you, GQ. Got a chance to also speak with GQ and everything just a little bit earlier, man. It was a beautiful thing. Thank you for all the support and everything that you do on this show. Now, listen, there are two books I want everybody, if you guys can get a chance, to please go ahead and get that definitely are helping change your lives. First of all, last week, if you guys did not get a chance to sign up and you caught the Ron D. Lambeth episode, make sure you guys go to rondlambeth.com and go request a consultation. He'll be able to go on ahead, man, and sign you up for that $50 a month plan. That way you guys can level up on. So definitely want to make that announcement first and foremost. Again, rondlambeth.com, and go ahead and schedule that consultation for that $50 a month class, as well as him being able to have access to some of the other great things that he is having access into. Okay, so make sure you guys tap into that. That's definitely big. And again, I'm going to go ahead and make sure today you guys get a hold for anybody who has been trying to figure out where to park some money and park some legitimate money. Please park it right here in getprizepool.com. Go to getprizepool.com if you guys want to park your money in something that is safe and something that has been helping change countless of lives. And they have also been having raffles in getprizepool.com. They've been having raffles and people been winning extra money. So you can possibly go ahead and win thousands to tens of thousands of dollars in just this one platform of getprizepool.com. PrizePool has been helping change their lives with people being able to secure a savings account and also grow interest off of that savings account. And not just that, have the chance to have raffles each and every single week. I'm telling you, they have raffles almost like every day, every week in PrizePool, and people can win extra money. So if you guys have a child or have something where you guys want to park some extra money, park it and getprizepool.com. That will literally, I've been having everybody say this, hey, Andrew, if I had $1,000, if I had $500, if I had $20,000 or whatever, what would I do? Go park it and getprizepool.com. And they may have the chance to win thousands to tens of thousands of extra dollars just by parking their money into something that is making money even more than a traditional bank makes money. So again, go to prizepool.com, getprizepool.com, go sign up, go ahead and make your deposits, and you will definitely be more than blessed than what you can ever even think of. All right. So just wanted to get those two things out of the way again for the broadcast. Thank you, each and every single one for tuning in. Now, let's go ahead and let's jump on to this credit, which is the main thing that we came to talk about today. Again, this credit, we came to talk about these two things today. All right, credit. What has been holding you back? What has been holding you back from approvals? What has been holding you back from maintaining the credit and the lifestyle that you truly desire and deserve? Well, let me give you something. Credit has been literally broken down into several different factors. We're only going to talk about 6 today. We're going to keep it simple. The simple 6. And people who knows that strategy, the simple 6 or the simple 6 strategy, as well as in the Mary Kay world, Mary Kay actually did the simple 6 strategy, taking 6 things each and every single day, 6 lists. She lists the 6 things out. And then after everything that she did, she crossed each one of the 6 things out. So on that list, when the list was crossed out of all 6 things that she needed, it literally gave a sense of accomplishment. It gave a sense of fulfillment, fulfilling a task and being able to scratch it off. That has been some of the biggest things in people's life. People have not decided that they're going to write down their vision. They're going to write down their life. They're going to write down their goals. They're going to write down their course of plan of action to be able to get them from here to there. They may have marked out what dollars are coming in and dollars are going out, but what plan are you taking to get you from point A to point B? And I can tell you this right now. The fastest way from point A to point B is not all over the place. The fastest way from point A to point B is a straight line. Straight up. It's a straight line. So you have to understand, if you guys truly want to get technical and want to get down to business, let's begin to start writing down some of those things that are allowing us to help see things visual, that we are physically being able to scratch off our list if it's just 6 things. Now, for those and everything who know, Steve Harvey had made this video. I sent it out for the last few weeks. He literally went on ahead, man, and had y'all say, hey, man, list down 300 things that y'all would like to do and y'all would like to have and like to accomplish and like to do this. And I'm telling y'all, man, it's probably one of the most powerful things, because some people never got through that 300 list. Some people are probably stuck at 50. Some people only stuck at 30. Some people may be stuck at 300 or 200 or 400. Whatever that list is, be able to write that list down. You know, your list can be way bigger than that 300. He said 300. That's why I say people can stop at 400, 500, or 600. Whatever your list is and your goals, write it down. Let's begin to start get a plan of action to be able to go ahead and initiate that. No successful business walks into a boardroom and just begins to start saying, hey, everybody, we're going to wing it. You do this, you do this, you do this. Whatever and everything you guys do, that's how we're going to go ahead, man. I'm going to function as a business. No, they have to have people who have different qualities, people who have different strengths, people who have different titles, people who can actually go ahead and perform what they were hired to do for their job qualifications and even go above. Sometimes it takes you to get out of that normalcy of life, that normalcy of a comfort zone, and go above that, way above and beyond that, so that you can become more professional and more proficient in what you do each and every single day of your life. So make sure that we're writing down our goals, writing down our plans, writing down these things that have literally said, we're not going to write this down. We're just going to go ahead and talk about it. We're going to go ahead and argue about it. We're going to go ahead and fuss about it. We're going to go ahead and get upset about it. No, write out those things and watch what happens. Write out those things and watch what happens. Okay? So make sure you are doing that, writing out your list of simple 6 things you desire to do each and every single day, or that's on your list. And let's start with the 6, and then we can go ahead and scale up and move closer to that 300 of the list of the things we want. So maybe it's 6 things for the day. Maybe you're going to do 10 things. Maybe you're going to do 20 things. Write those off. If it's working out, if it's eating right, if it's prayer time, if it's meditation, if it's reading a book, if it's finishing off an educational program that you need to be able to go ahead and take access to that information and apply it. Let's go on ahead and start fulfilling these things throughout our day so that we're making the best out of our day and the best out of our time. Time is the one thing that you can't get back. It's the one thing that is the most priceless thing that we all possess. How you use your 24 hours out of the day may be different how I use my 24 hours out of the day. But we all have the same time. Agreed? We all got the same time. We all got 24 hours. It's just the responsibility in the things that we do within our 24 hours that will allow us to have great success in life or have great failures in life. And we want to be able to bring you into the success rate where you are getting the great approvals and the great nods, then getting the doors that are denying you access to having the lifestyle that you truly desire and you know that you should have because it's already been seen on the inside of you. So again, write those 6 things down that you would desire to do each and every single day. Start scratching them off the list. They can be very small things. They can be like making your bed, which hopefully everybody is doing. They should be like making sure you wash the dishes, which hopefully everybody is doing. They should be like making sure all your stuff on your floor is cleared out, which hopefully everybody should do. You should not have to step over clothes and everything else in your house or anything else. You should be making sure that things are clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I'm telling you that what I know right now. So make sure that you guys are perfecting these things that you say, man, I need to get a hold on this. I need to get a hold on this laundry. I need to get a hold on this house. I need to get a hold on these dishes. I need to get a hold on this car. Whatever it is, get a hold of it. Make it a priority and then scratch it off. If there's something out of place that's in your house, and I'm going to give you an indication how most lifestyles actually work. If there's something out of place that's in your life inwardly, I guarantee you it will come outwardly of the things that you are not doing. And then you can look around your house and be like, you know what? This is out of place. This is out of place. This is out of place. And some of you just need a full storm crew to go in there and like literally go ahead, man, and shake things up and clean things right side back up. That's an indication when things are not going inwardly in your life, that things on the outside are not taken care of. It's the same way with people's credit. Once the main thing that people actually do, they hold their finances near and dear to them. And our credit, if we look at a credit report, actually has certain stages in our life. We may have went 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, where we had stages in our life where we can look at like, hey, man, you know, back in 2018, I lost my job or I took sick and I was sick for 6 months and couldn't pay any bills. And you remember that time. Your credit report is an indication of time frames that you went through and whether you were able to navigate to take care of your credit, whether good or bad. It literally is an indication that there was either trauma happening at that time or you were in the right state of mind where blessing was happening at that time and you were able to take over that. So remember, let's go ahead. Let's get started with our credit. Let's making sure that we be able to pull the right credit report because that is key out here. Making sure that you pull the right credit report. Do not, whatever you do in this life, go by and say, you know what? I'm not even going to be paying attention to my credit. I'm not going to pay attention to that at all. Trust me, you will need it sometime in your life, whether it's purchasing a house. Some of you guys may jump off the ledge and life may happen to you and you may lose your job and you may have to go to a hospital and you might even get your benefits from the state or whatever that at that point just yet. And now they're getting ready to charge you a bill. And somebody will say, well, hey, you know what? We got this program that if you got a right credit, you can go on ahead, man, we can run your credit. Now, you don't even have a job, but they will run your credit at the hospital or the medical facility and be able to extend you a line of credit so that you're able to take care of those medical expenses. One of those agencies is called Care Credit. I know for a fact they're in most major hospitals, in minor hospitals or minor doctors' rooms around the entire United States. And Care Credit, just off of them alone, has literally been able to help out a lot of people in being able to establish them and set up some sort of payment arrangements so that they can be able to protect that from going on their credit as a collection and damaging their credit. So again, leverage your credit. Oh, I don't need credit. Some of you guys may even, and unforbiddingly, I hate to say this, have a family member or a loved one to pass away unexpectedly. And if they don't have a life insurance policy, which we talked about last week with Rondy Lambeth, or some sort of policy in place, somebody's going to be able to have to go ahead and bury that individual or that loved one or that friend or that family. And they're going to have to bury them because they wasn't set up with an insurance policy. How are you going to pay for that? What are you going to do for that? GoFundMe is not the number one resource that you should be able to have. Straight up. You should not be setting up a GoFundMe account for somebody that they can actually have access for as little as $10, $15 a month if they need be. And I also have a wonderful place. If somebody needs to go somewhere, it may not be the best, but it's something. You can go here, man, to ethoslife.com. ethoslife.com and go fill out and get you a policy, and it'll be a term policy. Again, it's not one of the best, but it's something. I'd rather you guys be leaving something behind than nothing at all, and then somebody has to go find out a way to figure out how they're going to bury a loved one, a friend, or a family member, or a coworker, or somebody in the neighborhood. They're going to have to bury somebody, and they don't know how they're going to be able to do that. Well, ethoslife.com will have a plan. It'll be a term life, and people who know the difference between term life, whole life, IULs, and all of that, if you guys missed last week's show with Rondy Lambeth, we covered that. But this will help you get on a base to have something. The one thing about ethoslife.com, they actually do a no medical life policy. No medical life policy. For those and everything who knows that, how important that is, a no medical physical policy, that is huge for a lot of people. So for some of you people, you guys are only going to be paying a couple dollars out of your pocket that'll be able to help kind of reserve and soften the blow of the family or loved ones who need to go ahead and look after you after you're gone. All right. So ethoslife.com will be able to go ahead, man, and strengthen you guys out with the policy if you need that. All right. So again, back to this. Even in the funeral part of your life, somebody may need to go to the funeral parlor or to the whatever person who is taking care of you or the individual or somebody when they officially pass away. They need to be able to go ahead, man, and have access to something to be able to bury you. Well, I hate to say this, you may be the one that they need to call on to help leverage your credit, to be able to go ahead and have a credit with the funeral or whatever the mortician that you're actually dealing with, so that you can bury somebody rather than go and try to ask all these people for money for burial, so that you can help bury somebody and bury somebody in peace. Now you're still stuck with the debt of the burial expense because someone else didn't have it in place. But your leverage of your credit was able to at least allow you to help bury somebody. Now you see how powerful that is? You don't even have to have a job when you actually go to the mortician place at all. You don't have to have the job going to the funeral home. You're just going to ask, hey, man, hey, ma'am, hey, madam, who can go ahead and sign for this? And we can extend a line of credit. Now, I just told y'all two places that y'all probably was unexpectedly that they can have a line of credit with. That's in the medical side of things for your health, and as well as on the death side of things with your health, or after your health at that point, whoever's health at that point. Those are still two places where credit still must be needed, even in a state where a person is not doing for themselves or can no longer do for themselves. Okay, so make sure that those things are in order. What are you doing? Are you pulling the right reports? Pulling the right reports is everything with credit. Okay, listen, if you guys can, this is a start, is Credit Karma. Do I love Credit Karma? No, I don't really like Credit Karma because Credit Karma is what they call a Vantage score. That is not what the borrowers or lenders use to be able to have an access line of credit for you or either extend credit towards you. Creditors use a FICO score, FICO, totally different. That's what the banks go on ahead and use that score and use that credit report. Sometimes it's just not the score. Remember, scores and everything, man, could be one or two things. They can be authentic or synthetic. And if you have an authentic credit profile, meaning that you are majority of or have primaries, the primary accounts, which are trade lines that are in your name or in the name of you or between two people, and you physically share that, then you literally have a primary line of credit. Synthetic line of credit is no more than an authorized user, meaning that you have piggybacked off of someone else's profile and allow their profile to come on your profile while you have no access to the credit card or anything else, but still synthetic gave your scores a boost. But the banks don't look at synthetic files all the same. So yeah, you may have an 800 credit score with a synthetic file. You have had like 4 or 5, authorized user cards on a synthetic file from piggybacking off of somebody's file. And now the banks are looking at you like, hey, you want big money, you want big funding, but this is a synthetic file. Where are your trade lines at? Where are your credit cards at? Where are your installment loans at? Where are your loans that you have done with bank underwriters? We want to see your payment history. That is what they concern themselves with, being able to have an authentic credit profile or a synthetic credit profile. Synthetic will only get you so far. Synthetic will allow you access to credit cards. But when you need a back bank loan, like a primary or a loan or a personal loan or a mortgage loan or car loan or something like that, they want something that sticks and that's going to be in your name that you are taking care of so they can see your payment history and the way that you handle being able to make payments and make bills on time or rather off of time making payments. So trade lines is the number one thing after you have opened up your profile, whether you have a FICO score or you're opening up an Advantage score, something like a TransUnion and Experian and an Equifax, the 3 major ones. Now, Credit Karma only uses TransUnion and Equifax on Vantage, not FICO, totally different. Now, when you go to Experian uses FICO. FICO allows you to actually see what the banks are looking at to see if you're deemed worthy enough so that they can extend a line of credit to you. You want to be able to have that in place. Let's do some things like that. Do a 3-bureau pull on Experian.com so that they can have that in place so that you know what you're actually going into when you're going to apply for something, when you're going to the dealerships, when you're going to the house, when you're going to whatever loan or anything that you may need to help sustain and further your life. You need to understand that is what the banks are looking at. Remember, I have seen it where Credit Karma has said, hey, somebody's got a 750 score. And when we pulled their FICO score, the same client, FICO is the original one that the banks use to process applications. And literally the score was 100 points less at a 650. And the client's thinking they got a 750. You need to know the difference between an Vantage score, and a FICO score. Make sure you guys have FICO score products. MyFICO.com is a FICOscore.com on all of the bureaus across the entire bureau, on Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And they give your FICO score, and they also give your lending score based up off of what the banks want to see, whether it's your mortgage, whether it's your auto loan, whether it's a financial bank back credit score. They give that information on myfico.com. Now, again, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for the luxury of service of being able to see what do the lenders see you as, deemed worthy or deemed, kind of risky out there. Again, there's two ways in life and two deciding factors on your credit report that they are actually looking at you. High risk, low risk. Which factor are you? Where are you deemed? High risk meaning you got all kind of collections, you got late payments, you've got bankruptcies, you've got car repossessions, you got all kind of stuff all over because life happened to you. And I get it. Life happens to us all. And then sometimes some people say, well, Drew, I practically didn't give a care less about my credit. I was more structured and focused on life and making my bills and making my payments and providing a roof over my head and for my family or for me or for whatever. So I never took the time to really look at my credit. And then when it was time to go use my credit, I always kept getting a what? Big fat denial. We want to be able to help take you guys from getting the denials that have been in your life to the approval side of being in your life. First things first, being able to pull the right credit report and understand what you're looking at. Credit reports, like I told you before, it's not based off of a score. A score can be manipulated when a file is synthetic, full of AUs. We want an authentic file full of primaries, meaning that an account is physically in your name. Like I said before, whether it's credit card, mortgage, loan, personal loan, student loan, whatever, you are the sole responsibility for that debt and responsibility of paying that debt. That's what banks want to see. Remember, some of y'all have had the misconception of this on your profiles, of thinking that you can manipulate the system by borrowing somebody else's profile. No, this is the time frame now with the new FICO score that has came out with FICO 8, if I'm not mistaken, that has came out. They look at to see if you have primaries on your credit report, that you solely are the responsibility owner of that trade line. And if they don't see it on there, some of them are not even calculating your score correctly. Yeah, with the new FICO, you guys definitely want to tap into this. Well, you're saying, well, Andrew, you know what? Where do I go and get some of those new credit cards or some of those new loans or some of those? You're going to have to start applying. You're going to have to start applying for some places that will help extend credit for you. Some of you guys have had the myth of thinking that, hey, I don't need no credit cards. Credit cards are bad. Debt is bad. Loans are bad. All this is bad. You're getting ready to have a hard, tough life. I'm being real with you. You're getting ready to have a hard, tough life. The thing about it is the ones who told you that were the ones who couldn't responsibly use credit or were knowledgeable of using credit when they actually had credit extended to them. So they messed their credit up and in turn gave a negative response of allowing you to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and let you be the judge off of our response because we couldn't take care of our business. Some of y'all may be worrying about APR rates when you start looking at credit cards. Now, this is the big to do with the credit card that I never concerned about an APR rate. If you pay your credit card bill on time and never leave a balance, you don't have to worry about an APR. Okay? You don't have to worry about an APR rate. APR rates are only for those who are carrying a balance. And especially if you're carrying a high balance, you do not want to have that in at all. You do not want to have that in at all. You want to make sure that your balance that you're carrying is a lower balance. You're keeping your balance under 30%. But I tell people, and you heard it from out of the goat's mouth last night itself, man, people truly have went on ahead and they found out the difference. Great credit scores, and I tell even all my clients, live between 1 to 7%. Keep it under 10%, but between 1 to 7%. And allow your cards each and every single month to fluctuate back between 1% one month, 3% the next one, 5% the next one, 1% the next one after that. 3%, 5%, 7%, 3%, 5%, 1%. Fluctuate the card. Make sure there's activity on that card between 1 to 7%. And I promise you, you will keep your credit scores high. Now remember, for some of those who do not know, credit scores are dependent, and this is a big thing with credit cards, off of a 10-20 rule. A 10-20 rule. You guys write this down who you guys don't know what a 10-20 rule is, okay? Some of y'all are literally over exhausting yourself on your credit cards and don't know exactly how to use your credit cards. I'm getting ready to show you how to properly use your trade lines for your credit cards when you do get the credit cards, when you do go to apply for them. Remember, follow the 10-20 rule. The 10-20 rule goes like this. 10 days, within 10 days, you're going to pay the credit card off and not use the credit card for 10 days. Pay the credit card off and not use the credit card, okay? 10 days, that's what you're going to do. You know what those 10 days are? 3 days before the due date and then 7 days after the due date. Those 10 days. So you need to be making all of your payments 3 days before your due date, at least 3 days before your due date, and then don't touch that credit card till 7 days after your due date. So now your statement date can get cut from the next day after your due date. Usually a statement date can be cut as fast as 24 hours, and it can take up to 6 more days after that, which is a total of almost 7 days for a full week for your total to be cut. Now, say if you have a credit card. This is the 10-20 rule. This is very easy to explain. Your credit card is due every month on the 10th. When do you guys need to be paying that card by on the 10-20 rule? 3 days before. So you need to be paying that card by the 7th. The 7th, okay? Now, your card is due on the 10th for your credit card. Pay the card by the 7th, okay? Now, if it's paid 3 days, give it some time to be able to generate in the system. Some of y'all automatically, well, Andrew, I keep my card on automatic for the bank payment to take it out on a due date. I understand that philosophy, but let me get ready to tell you something. What happens when the bank, and I've seen it over, I've had it happen to me. I've known countless of other people that have had it happen to them, where the bank turned around and they went to pull the money out and another transaction was going through that you might have didn't know about. And the money that you had set aside, like, oh, that was just a little something. I don't really keep nothing in that account. I probably keep that account just enough to pay my bills. And then somebody else got a hold of maybe your information, whether it's a debit card, whether it's your account number or route number, and they pulled something out of that account. And now that particular payment bounces. You have no awareness of it because you never thought, oh man, hey, I took care of my credit card. You allow that to go thinking that everything's okay for 30 straight days. After that, now the next time you come like, yep, my credit card is all good and stuff like that, and they go ahead and make a payment for that next account on your due date, you're now officially 30 days late. And 30 days late is now a late payment. And a late payment because you didn't monitor it. Sometimes y'all got to stay on top of your credit like you guys stay on top of your showtimes, daytime dramas, and all of your shows and all of your sports and everything else that you guys stay on top of. Stay on top of your credit like that. Monitor it. Set it up for 3 to 5 days before. 3 or 5 days before. I don't care. 3 or 5 days before your due date. Monitor it that it's been taken out, that it has cleared. That you just ain't, writing out bad checks and have NSF fees for your credit. So 3 days there, and then don't use the card till 7 days after your due date. So that's a 10-day window. After the 7th day of your due date, the next 20 days. So now say if it's due on the 10th, I pay it on the 7th to the 17th. So from the 7th to the 17th, I made a payment. I don't use that card. That's the 10-day rule at that point. I made it 3 days earlier before my due date. I don't use it till 7 days after, right? So now, because I'm waiting for that statement date to report to the bureaus. So now it's report your balance all the way down. Now, the next 20 days after that, from the, the 18th all the way back around to the 6th, you can use that card for the next 20 days and use it. You can max it out. Doesn't even matter. Do whatever you want. I'm telling you, don't max it out. But if you need it and you know you got the money to pay back by that due date and pay that balance all the way down, you can do that. And there's actually a borrowing trick by being able to do that style of maxing out that full line for those 20 days and then paying it back and then leaving it set for those 10 days while you made your payment and then don't use it for it after those 7 days after. That's actually called the borrowing power hack. The borrowing power hack allows you to take that full line, be able to use that full line, like max it all the way out. Go pay all your bills, go do everything. But you know you better have that cash money to pay back the 3 days before your due date. And then pay it all back off or pay it all the way back down on that 1%, 3%, 5%, somewhere in that area till it's pennies on a dollar. And then let that card sit. What that does is to the banks, it shows you them that you're maxing that potential out within those 20 days. And now that you're maxing that card out within those 20 days, hey, I need more limit. I have already stretched out how much money that I can actually have available on this credit card. I've maxed it out and I've paid it back responsibly, and it has reported responsibly. Paid it before the due date. I didn't touch it till 7 days after that. And then I started touching again and did the same thing. That 10-20 rule, if used right, your lines will grow from small to big literally almost overnight. Months later down the line, your credit availability lines will continue to grow. What happens is most people get caught up into the strategy of using credit and over leveraging their credit cards. And then they try to get the minimum payment. After you didn't had $1,000 credit card, you didn't max it all the way out to like $995. And now you want to go give them a $25 payment on the due date. And you got what, $6 left in your bank account on your credit card. This is not, because by the time interest and everything else takes an effect off of that $995, you will definitely have a higher interest rate fee. That those fees will probably go ahead and eliminate that little $25 payment that you made. So do not go on ahead and not make no $25 payment, only unless you're in a hard time and you're struggling and you're trying to be able to gain enough residual income that you can pay back those debts by using the snowball effect or the debt avalanche effect and allowing to pay the smallest debt first, paying it all the way off, and then moving up to the next one, and then paying the next debt off of that credit card, and then moving up to the next one. Allow the debt snowball effect to be able to take in place. That's the only time you should be paying on a minimum on a card, because you're using that snowball effect to clear up debts. And I'm telling you this, what I know, that will definitely help you out tremendously in the long run. Okay? So let's keep that in mind when you guys are using this to move forward. Okay? So the 10-20 rule has helped out a lot of people. Again, 3 days before your due date, don't use it and everything until 7 days after your due date. And again, you can start using it like the very next day after that for the next 20 days. You can use that credit line and start growing that credit, and make sure that you guys are managing your credit the right way. And I promise you, when you go for a credit limit increase, the banks will allow you credit limit increase because they see that you're able to handle the debt and handle the credit card the correct way. They look at now, if you're over leveraging on your credit, And listen, we've all had this. I've been through this. Ronnie Lambeth has been through this, who even came to the show last week and showed how literally, if you literally miss out that cycle where literally your payment, and this is how important. So I say 3 days before your due date, you can pay it on that due date. You're like, oh yeah, I made my payment on the due date. I forgot about it. I was thinking. You made it on the due date, but you made it after the cutoff time on the due date. Now, sometimes, remember I told you, sometimes can report a statement date as fast as 24 hours after your due date. This is why this is huge. They take the due date of that, and it's 24 hours to 6 days after that where they're going to report that. And say by the time they report that, yes, you made your payment, but we're reporting the settled balance. That's what a statement date is. It's the settled balance of all, expenses that you spent minus the payments that you made on your due date. When that payment is now settled, and if it doesn't settle within the time frame, it gets sent as a statement date. Yes, you made your payment, but the balance of you making that entire balance back, do y'all guys get where I'm going with this? That entire balance back didn't get reported in time. Now it's still reporting on your statement date as if, yes, you made the payment, but as if, no, you never made the payment and you're over leveraged and you lose points off of that. Now, imagine if those cards are continuously to keep reporting at a 90, 95, 85, 75, 60, and 50% utilization rate. It's taking your credit scores. And you guys need to understand how the system works when it comes to trade lines and credit. This is how to stay out of that system. Okay, you're right, Lambo. 3 to 5 days before my due date, I'm getting ready to start setting up things to make sure that I make my payments, but also my payments clear. You have to remember that. And now also you want to make sure that you do not use that card till 7 days after that due date. So now it's your statement date could be cut. The statement date is, again, all of the balances that you have either owed or all the balance and everything that you have zeroed out and credit you have available. That is your statement, and that's what gets reported to the bureaus, and that's what you get rewarded off of. We want to be able to maintain a healthy file by using the 10-20 rule when it comes to credit cards, okay? If you use that, I promise you, going for credit limit increases or even credit limit increases happening automatically will boost your limits up very high. Listen, don't be scared. Again, this is a myth versus facts of you having more accessible credit. You having more accessible credit lines is not the fact that you're getting ready to go ahead and lose self-control and spend lines. No, you actually having more healthier credit and bigger credit lines allows the bank's eyes and the underwriter's eyes to say, hey, he or she has been looking at their credit and handling it the right way. We will approve them for a larger amount. Yeah. So don't be afraid of being able to get the larger credit limits and larger credit lines. When the banks see, oh man, they're only using 1% of this or 3% of this, 5% of this or 7% of this or 10% of this or under 30% of this, they look at you being low risk, okay? When you use above the 30, 35% threshold, and especially when you start getting 40 and 50 and 60% and 70 and 80 and 90, and some of you guys at 100 and over 100%, the banks now look at you as high risk. And when they look at you as high risk, they will not lend you the amounts or the money that you truly desire to have, okay? So now at that point, you have to be able to pay down those balances, pay down all of those debts, and get yourself in the right standing for the banks to be able to look at you deemed as a low risk so they can start lending out bigger lines to you. This is the effective way to be able to manage your credit and be able to get those higher limits that you want and you deserve. So then when it does come time for you to get a loan or for you to get the high credit limits so you can do some things to make some plays for some real estate, or you may make a play on a business, or you may need money to go make a play for more residual income. The banks are now more apt to give you money and give you higher limits because you've been able to take care of the lower limits and the credit and using your utilization the right way. That is how you use trade lines on your credit report the right way to be able to leverage you so that you may have more accessibility to the banks, so that they'll be more favorable in their sight, so that you can get more lines of credit. So whatever that you may need or whatever purchase you may need to make in the future. All right. So remember that if you keep that up, those healthy habits, whether it's a $500, $300 credit card, $100 credit card, $1,000, or whether it's a $10,000, $50,000, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 credit card, or even a credit card with no limit. You keep those same habits to that, your credit limit and borrowing power will increase. Use that 10-20 rule, and I promise you, you will turn around and have a more healthier lifestyle than you have truly ever imagined of keeping your credit clean and keeping your credit safe. Remember what I said, all right? Now, reading next on your profiles. Sometimes you applying for too much credit, which is called an inquiry, in a short span of time taints your credit scores as well. So have you ever went on ahead and you said, hey, Lambo, we went and applied for credit and we were literally over leveraging our credit and we needed more credit, or we thought we needed more credit. And so we wanted this card and we wanted that credit card and wanted that credit card. And I tell people, I say, listen, you need to garden, what you call this gardening. Gardening means to take your credit and let your credit kind of sit on the shelf without you being able to go to apply for so many things all at one time. Now you're like watering your credit, like, hey, I ain't touched nothing, I ain't applied for nothing. I seen the Macy's, I seen the Nordstroms, I've seen the Dillards. I really wanted to go get this. I really wanted to go get that truck. They was offering me that card at Home Depot, at Lowe's. And I said, nah, I'm just going to wait because I just got these 2-3 cards, 3 months ago. Guard your credit. Wait about 3 to 6 months. Really wait 6 months between each funding cycle that you go through. Now you have 6 months of credit that is reporting. You guard your credit. Some of y'all may garden for a full 9 to 12 months before you guys go get another card or another line of credit to put on there. What that allows the banks to do is to see your history record and see how you handle new credit that you just got. They see 3 new trade lines. Well, let's see how he or she has handled these 2-3 trade lines. And they're looking at these 2-3 trade lines like, I see they got only 10% on here, this one, 5% on this one. They got 0% on this one. I'm trying to tell you this right now. You have to remember this because it is truly something big that you guys need to find out. Something big you guys need to find out. Always remember how to guard your credit and grow your credit the right way. Growing your credit too fast will actually hurt you rather than help you. And we want you to have a real healthy file. So again, a real healthy file on your credit consists of at least 3 credit cards, at least 3. I tell people 5 or more. 5 or more. The banks like to see at least 5 or more credit cards. But if you got 2 or 3 credit cards, they love to see multiple lines on your credit cards, on your credit reports, to see how you handle credit limits and structure so that they can go ahead and give you larger credit lines. And the way you handle those 2, 3, or those 5, or those 6, or those 10, some of you guys, like me and some of the other ones, we got maybe over 20, 30, 40 credit cards, 50 credit cards. It doesn't matter. You can grow it as high as you want. And if you handle each one the same way, they're going to keep giving you bigger credit cards. The myth in the fact, the myth is, I can only have a certain amount of credit cards. The fact is you can have unlimited amount of credit cards if you handle each one well and make sure each one is getting used. Key, that's the key thing. Make sure each one of your credit card is getting used each and every single month, okay? I'm telling you this right now. Make sure each credit card is getting used each and every single month. Because what happens is we get into the myth where, I'm not using the credit. I'm not putting no debt on that. I'm putting no debt on this. Credit bureaus love to see you have activity on the credit card so that they can look at your credit reports and see, yup, they know they're going to come spend a little bit of money with us. They're just not going to look at this credit card and shelf the credit card. Once you shelf a credit card, most of the time, those are the credit cards that will get slashed, and they will go on ahead and reject that credit card at that point and take it off of your credit limit. Now you get your credit limit slashed, you get the credit card fully and everything, man, deactivated now. They no longer want to do business with you because you're not using credit. Go buy something, put Netflix on it, put something on it, man, for $10, $5. Go to the store, go buy a Twinkie bar. I don't care what y'all go buy. Look, go buy something healthy. Let's go buy a salad or something like that. Buy something on one of those credit cards each and every single month and allow what they call is your profile to be productivity across the board to be staggered. They want a staggering effect where, hey, you got credit cards from at a 3%, 5%, 2%, 1%, 0%, 0%, 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%, 7%. Stagger your profile. That allows the bureaus to be able to see motions. Each one needs to know that. The thing where people get it twisted at, they don't stagger profiles. And when they don't stagger profiles, that's when their scores start tanking. If you want to live in the 800s, there is no way you can have a 0, and I do mean a 0% utilization, staggered out on 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. It doesn't happen that way. Activity must be reported. And what happens is the bureaus reward you off of points for you using their lines of credit. You must do this if you want to stay in the 800s or get to the 800s. And really, if you get to the 750s and 760s, the same credit score as a 750, you can get at an 800, 850. The same thing. The exact same thing. I'm telling you this right now. Really, at a 740, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. At a 740 is the goal. Where once you get to 740, 745, the same thing at an 800, 805, 810, 850, you get the same thing. They don't tell you about that 100-point barrier because they push 800, 800, 800. And in fact, it's actually 740, 745. On a FICO score across the board, you're able to go get about just about anything you want. And they will approve you if you have staggered out your cards and staggered out your funding and staggered out your profile, and you're not on top of yourself putting so much debt at one time. So now it looks like you're desperate before the bureaus. All right. So keep that in mind. Inquiries, collections is another one. Let's speak on that. If you guys have open collections, for those and everything who do know, just a couple of months back ago, they wind up and they passed a law that if you had medical bills that were under $500, they should automatically fell off your credit reports. Now, if you had medical bills over $500, then they probably are still on there. But if you go negotiate them, you don't even have to ask for a removal. If the credit card bills or collections and stuff like that that you have on there is over that, you can actually go ahead and do a settlement or a payment for that credit, for that collection, and that collection will automatically be removed. You don't have to even go to dispute it. It will automatically be removed. That is a new law where if a medical collection is settled, it must be removed from your report as of like June or July of this year of 2022. Okay, so make sure y'all keep that into play. All right, if it's a settled collection. Now, if y'all guys got some collections where you have made some collections with some, I don't know, could be energy company, the gas company, some other medical bills or credit card bills that went as charge-offs and are now collections and all of this stuff. And if it went into a collections, you must either do two things to get that right on your credit. A, dispute, straight up. Believe it or not, a collection agency is illegally reporting a debt that's on your credit profile, and they're actually breaking laws, especially if that debt has been transferred. Okay, so remember that if that debt has been transferred from the original ownership or the original furnisher that you had, and you signed a contract or you signed your name or whatever business relationship you did with them, if it is not the original creditor or original furnisher and a collection agency picks it up, it's an illegal debt. They are not deemed to buy a debt and truly cannot collect off of that. And then people say, well, man, yeah, this collection agency is taking me to the courts. Show up. Show up. They cannot legally take you to court, offer something that does not have your wet signature attached, and they are the ones who are taking you to record as a responsible party or as the individual as you've done interactions with. Legally, that's literally illegal. Legally, it's illegal. And for those who need to understand how to do that, I'm going to also provide today to make sure that you guys write me or even go on ahead and send me something. And I'm going to make sure that I'm going to send you guys out letters free of charge that will be able to go ahead and remove those collections off of your credit. Okay. If you're not legally bound and you got collections that are on there, I'm going to make sure that you have something where you can physically get a collection off by mailing it into the bureaus. Type down the whatever the account number and the account name, and then make sure you send it into the bureaus. Mail it in, will legally go on ahead and get that collection off. And they no longer can go on ahead and hold that against you. So if collections have been your biggest issue, if you can change your utilization and or even your payment strategy with your credit cards and then turn around and get your collections off, some of you guys will be in a whole lot better shape and scores will be going through the roof just off of those two things. Now, let me give something to you guys also about that with collections. Sometimes they will have a fight. Sometimes you will need to seek other people for that to be able to help you out with that process. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. It may be hard a little bit. You may have a fight. Make sure you reach out and everything, man. To me on my team, I make sure that even if Jamal Titus, I'll make sure Jamal Titus reach out to you one-on-one to be able to go ahead and help you out with that and legally get those negative items off your credit report and be able to help you a whole lot better with that. All right. So make sure you guys are tapping into that information as well, as you don't know or you unsure how to be able to do that. But I will be sending out again some great things that help get that off your credit profile. Kennard Haney says, I second that, Freddie. Hold on. What did I miss? I think you skipped over the 2 books you mentioned, my guy. Actively listen. Oh, I mentioned 2 programs. I mentioned 2 programs. Being able to sign up for RondyLambert.com and being able to go over to ethoslife.com and being able to get you a policy. Or no, it was Prize Pool. Prize Pool, get prizepool.com for the savings account. But the 2 books that I want everybody to read, and I was going to circle back to that, is The Power of Positive Thinking. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. And also The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And also The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. All right. Those are the 2 that I'm actually giving you guys for books for you guys to go and pick up and stuff like that. That'll actually help change your life and help change the course. So shout out to Kennard Haney and my guy, man, Freddie B, man, for going ahead and putting that back into me, man. Thank you, guys. Sharon says, I'm doing the snowball method now. Thank you, Ronnie. Yes, the snowball effect works. Being able to take care of the smallest debt and literally being able to take that debt and pay the smallest one and then move up to the next one. That's the next smallest one. And then pay that debt off and then move up to the third smallest one and then pay that debt off while all still making minimum payments on your bigger balances. That way you don't miss a payment. Don't neglect the higher payments that are up above you while you're doing the snowball effect and you're moving from least to greatest. Okay. So can then keep making the smaller payments up top for the bigger balances, and then pay off the smaller balances one by one and scratch them off your list. Okay. So that is the snowball effect. So shout out to you, Ronnie, for doing the snowball effect. Ms. Williams said, thank you so much for this information. Hey, that's what I'm here for, Ms. Williams. I'm trying to go ahead, just help educate and do some great things, man, out here tonight. Tracy uses Kennard has Tracy, thank you, sir. Showing love. I see. Tracy uses say, Kennard, thank you. Let me see. What did I miss? Yeah, I backed all the way up. I do apologize. Tracy, you say, I reached out to Ronnie through DM and left a voice note, and he responded with a voice message. Okay, bet. Yes, Ronnie will respond back to you guys with a voice message. I know he's busy. He's a busy man in his character, but we will make sure that you guys get in contact by any means necessary. So, yes, go ahead and keep that going on. LA Law said, I have heard about FICO 10. Yeah, FICO 10. FICO 10 is coming out, but FICO 8 regulations as well as FICO 10 have been adjusting. So FICO 8 and FICO 10 regulations have been adjusting that have made synthetic reporting on profiles more illegally now to be able to get funding than they did before. Now they also are going back 24 months of history rather than just the 12 months of history, where they used to give y'all the first 12 months of history. Now they're going back 2 years to make sure that your payments are lining up to where they need to be at so that they can actually extend funding for that. All right. Thank you. My guy Kennard said, yeah, I did reach out to Rabbit. Haven't heard back from him. Yeah, I think we answered that. So shout out to you on that. Thank you, little bro. What's good? I see you, man, in the building. Shout out to you, little bro. I see you real soon, man. Thank you on that. Kennard said, I messed up on that one. Thank you, Lambo. Hey, it's all good, man. Kennard, hey, man, it happens to us all. GQ says, what happens when you pass and there is a balance due? All right, so what happens when you pass and there is a balance due? You meaning as in debt, as in passing away, or you are past you're passing everything, man, your due date for the month. I mean, you're passing everything, man, your balance, your statement date for the month. Let me know exactly what do you mean by that. But truly, if you have already passed away, so say, and this is a good question and everything for those dealing with death or whatever, but I'm gonna let GQ go ahead and answer that. But let me tell you this: if somebody has passed away from death, technically credit cards have an insurance policy that are back behind it once you sign off from that. And usually the debt is consumed and wiped away with the insurance policy that is actually back behind the credit card. Make sure you guys have those credit card insurance plays in place so that some of y'all can take advantage of that. Even if you guys get sick, you men and women get sick out there, there actually plays with your credit card that will actually take care of that missed payment or even hardship payment. So you don't even get a late payment on your profile, and they will take care of that balance or even a minimum or a portion if you need be that. So yes. So I think GQ said, I emailed Ronnie, I haven't heard anything yet. Yep, he's getting back to you. And then GQ came back and said, passing away and there's a balance on your credit card. Yeah. So that's what I just answered again. If you're passing away and they did elect the insurance clause on that credit card balance when you signed up, some of y'all may need to even reach out physically on the phone with your credit card and ask them, hey, did I opt into the hardship, or I opt into, the credit and everything, man, debt satisfaction. It's a credit debt, satisfied credit debt is what it is. A satisfied credit debt on my credit card or even on my loan if I was to A, get sick, or B, pass away. So that is huge, because if you guys have not elected that, then literally the debt goes over to your spouse that you are married to, and legally they can come against you guys for that and come after that spouse or that loved one for that balance if they have not been elected into that. So again, especially if they're even on the same card, I know that I've got, couples who are on the same card, and the primary and everything, man, is the husband, and they pass away, and literally, the consumed of the debt is the spouse, whether it's a wife or whether it's the male. And now and everything, man, they are consumed with that debt to be able to go ahead and consume that debt and handle that debt, even though that person has passed away. But now if you're single and you got credit card debt like that, nobody is even remotely getting that credit card debt. It's literally, man, get wiped away. And technically, they do the same thing when they discharge your debt. What most people don't know. And they literally, man, expunge that, man, literally from off your record. They pretty much write it off. It's written off as, you know, as debt, like lost debt. So there's nothing to really be concerned over that. But for those and everything who do have cards together, and you got cards with your spouses together, make sure that your credit cards actually have that clause in place for the insurance on it to be able to take care of whether you get sick and you go out sick and can't afford the payment, or you lose your job because of a hardship, or somebody and everything passes away unexpectedly. So make sure you guys put that into play, because that is definitely a great answer and everything for that. All right. Again, so we covered trade lines, whether positive or negative, how to use and everything your credit cards, how to go ahead and get a loan. Make sure you guys are using the loan. Let me give y'all a quick mortgage trick. Quick mortgage trick. For those who are out there, I'm telling y'all this right now. Y'all gonna love it. Quick mortgage trick. If y'all are still paying your mortgage payments monthly every 30 days at a time, one time, every 30 days, you guys are missing out and are literally getting taxed the highest interest you possibly can on that mortgage. Straight up. You're hearing it on the Leverage Show. We come here to learn. I'm going to teach y'all how to learn on the Leverage Show. There is no way you should be making one payment on your mortgage payment every single month. There is no way possible you should be making one payment. And the reason why, if you wait 30 days, each and every single 30 days to make your mortgage payment, you are taxed and charged the full interest. This is something that most people don't know. You hear about all of these people and they're paying off mortgages early, they're paying off houses early and paying off all this stuff early. What they know is something different that you may not know. Remember, you should always split your mortgage payment up into 2 payments every month, meaning that you should at least pay the first one, for like 14 days. And then the next one, before it gets to 30 days, get to either the 29th day and make the second payment. So say you got a $2,000 mortgage. You're going to split the mortgage up. You're going to go back to your mortgage person who's ever handling it, or your title company who's ever accepting your mortgage, and say, hey, I need you to put me on 2 payments. They're going to try to fight you on it because they know that this trick is getting ready to cut down the interest rates on this. And you're going to go ahead and state, hey, I want the first payment to come out on the 1st. I want the second payment to probably come out on the 14th. And your every day, your every month, you may make originally your mortgage payment is due on the 15th. But now you're doing it once on the 1st and once on the 14th. So you are technically not getting the full credit of an interest or interest coming against you. You have literally cut that interest down. And you will start seeing your balance shrink even more, little bit by little bit. Now, I'm going to give y'all another trick. If you turn around and you put just a little bit more, add like $100 or $200 or $300 more and split it. Say, hey, I'm going to put $150 on this payment that's being taken out on the 1st and another $150 that's paying out on the back half of this. That's 14 days later on this. I'm going to put another $150 on that. Now you only put $300 more. You know how much your mortgage will shrink within 1 year? Get with somebody and everything, man, who's in the mortgage game, who knows that trick, and watch what happens. Your mortgage will shrink. You will start seeing it do like this. And you're like, man, what the heck did I just do? All you did was took the payment that you would normally take and you would normally make every 30 days. You have literally went on ahead and split it into 2. And you push it 1 day before the 30th day. So you pay 1 day, like I said, your 30 days may be on the 15th. 1 day you make a payment on the 1st. The second payment you make, set it for the 14th. Set it for the 14th. Don't set it for the 15th. Set it for the 14th. And then put an extra $100 or $150 on that payment for each one that is split. Now you only put another $300. watching everything, man, as the interest rate, you're not getting hit with that interest, and your principal and everything else on that mortgage starts shrinking faster. And you will find yourself being able to pay that house off faster, or that condo or whatever you got, faster than you ever thought that you would make a payment on, and shrink it faster. That has what people has been doing for years. They have been telling you that they'll go sign themselves up for a 30-year mortgage, and they pay that mortgage off in 15 years or 7 years. And then once that mortgage is paid off in 15 years and 7 years, you're asking yourself, well, man, I just seen Jim bought that house. Now his mortgage is paid off in 7 years or 15 years. It wasn't that they were taking and doing 3-4 different payments on that. No, they understood the system of how interest works off of that mortgage, split the payment, add a little bit more, and it kept adding more against attack that throughout the year when they actually had a little bit more, and literally, man, was shrinking their payments, man, by tens of thousands of dollars, actually hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of y'all, because the interest on some of that, if you allow that mortgage to pay off for 10 or 20 or 30 years, will literally go on ahead, man, and they'll get the full life of that mortgage out of them, where you could be saving money on your end for the same plays that they have literally made the plays for you to run. Now you have increased the equity in your house, and you've paid the mortgage off faster, and you saved on all of that extra interest that you didn't need to pay. Now that's more money back in your pocket. That's leveling up on another level. That's the mortgage hack. That's how you pay your house off, or anything attached with a mortgage off, faster than it should be. Telling you what I know. All right. Jay Williams said, this is my little bro, if a debt collector have your employer information, can they garnish your wages? Yes. Yes, a debt collector. But this is the debt collector that garnishes your wages. They literally have to have a physical court document, meaning that they won the case, to garnish your check. So that means that they had to went to court, got the judgment or the satisfaction against them, and then mailed it in to your HR department. And then your HR department documents that down and said, hey, got a garnishment coming out. This is 25%. Literally, and they start deducting from out of that. But yes, the answer to that is yes. They have to have an actual lawsuit that they have won against you. And then once that settlement has been won against you, they can legally deem that either to the courts. Now, this is where it gets tricky at. Either to the courts, so the courts can take it back to take a look inside of your bank account. Ooh, this is where they're getting tricky at. Or your actual physical place of work, your job. So remember, once they get that rewarded to them and awarded to them in a state of court, that's why it's good to keep up with court dates. They can actually physically go in and take initiative to be able to recoup that money back by any means necessary. And sometimes they may take it out of your IRS tax checks. I'm telling you what I know. So keep that in mind. Yes. Make sure you guys are out there. That's what I'm saying. If you guys got stuff coming against you, make sure you guys are reaching out to us for this. Larry said, man, that's a great mortgage hack, especially with these latest rates. Yes, great hack. Again, let me tell y'all what they did. They turned around. They gave y'all the rates that went down, right? Shout out to everybody who took advantage of that. You got a mortgage rate drop, and you guys got a chance to refi at a lower rate. And then all of a sudden, boom, these rates start picking back up. Fed rates start picking back up. Now you start seeing mortgage rates. Yeah, we was getting a mortgage for 2 and 3%. Oh my God, look at it now. Now mortgage rates are between 5 to almost 8-9% now. You understand with the mortgage moving up. So you guys got to understand that you have to be ahead of the curve. Make sure you're getting that interest and that money back in your pocket, then giving it to them. They're going to have people sing tooth and nail to you to tell you that, hey, no, we can only do mortgage payments and everything once a month. Nah, set my stuff up on 2. This is how we going to do this. Don't do that. Set my stuff up on 2. I know you can legally do it on 2 because they know the interest that they lose if you pay that mortgage every 30 days. And that mortgage rolls in a cycle of 30 days. They know how much money that they're going to lose. Again, Be smart about it. Let your money work for you and allow these tips and tricks to help you navigate yourself in life to be actually becoming a more sustainable person and creating wealth and generational wealth the right way. And I'm telling you what happens. All right. The last two things, let me hurry up and we're going to get out of this, man. Age of your credit is huge. Age of your credit is huge, meaning that the trade lines that you actually have on there is a huge factor on whether they have deemed your report to be able to be worthy enough to carry and everything, man, more credit to be extended to you or not. So the lower your age limit is, where you have just started credit within the last couple months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, the lower that is under 2 years, you're more of a high risk factor. The more you age that credit out and you're at 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years on your report, your points start growing big and your file starts getting a lot more healthier. Now, banks are looking at you and deeming you as very low risk and very dependable in handling your credit. That is exactly where you want to be at with your credit, allowing those lines to age out. So now there's a trick to this too. For those who are going to get funding and you're officially going to guard and age your accounts out, age them out in batches. This is where I'm getting ready to give you guys something. This is free game on the Leverage Show. This is why we're leveling up on the Leverage Show. Don't just go get no one credit card. If you're going to go ahead and age out in batches, go get you about between 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you possibly can. Age that group out 6 months. 8 months, a year, and then go back and go get you more funding play if you need more money, and then age those cards out 6 months, 5 months, 6 months, and then turn around, don't apply for nothing, and then go back and go get you another 3, 4, 5, 6 more cards. That's how you age your profile out correct. Now they're aging out in batches, and the credit bureau see that, and they say, ooh, they didn't overextend themselves within this time period. They let 6 months go. They got 3, 4 credit cards around these same months, around the exact same date. We see them reporting. They let it go. They went back and got funding. They went and got 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more. Then they aged those out for 6 months to a year. And then they came back and they got 3, 4, 5 more, 6 more. That's how you age your credit out. And then it's going to come a time to where you're going to age it out. You're going to have all the accessible lines that you need and allow those lines to gain and everything, man, greater credit limits so you have access to that so that you can do more with that. And now you can go ahead and make the moves you need to make when you need to make them because you've aged them out the right way and you garden your credit out the right way. So again, remember that age of the credit is huge. Some of you guys are getting denials because you have too new of credit. And you're like, man, I got this denial because I got too new of credit. Well, man, when did you start growing your credit? Oh, man, just a month ago, 2 months ago. Well, hold on, time out. You want a $100,000 vehicle and you just started growing your credit out. You just got a job 3, 4 months ago, or even let's say you had a job a year, and now you just started growing your credit the last 2, 3 months, but you want $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 car. Listen, make your credit score report make sense. If it doesn't make sense to them, it doggone sure ain't gonna make sense to you. You understand? If it does, it definitely doesn't make sense to you. So you sitting up in here looking at your credit score, and your credit score is saying, "Hey, I've only got 3 months of credit history on here, but I know I'm deemed worthy. I know I can handle that." No, you can't. You haven't showed them enough yet. You have to be able to put the right things in place. And also you have to have, which is number 6 and everything, man, the right credit mixture on there. The right credit mixture is everything. You cannot go and have, well, I got 2 credit cards, that's all I got. No, you need an installment loan. You need at least 2 installments. I tell people, man, you know, and Jamal can tell you this as well as anybody else, we do a 3-2-1 factor. At least 3 credit cards in your name You are the primary for the credit cards. At least 2 installment loans, meaning you may have a car note for one. You may have a mortgage note for another one. You may even have an installment loan as a student loan or something like that. You may have a personal loan. Whatever that is, that's what you need as an installment loan. It can be an installment loan builder account for all I care. Make sure you at least have 2 installment loans on there. And last but not least, a 3-2-1, 3 credit cards, 2 installment loans. And the last one is a CD bank back loan. CD bank back loans is no more than a certificate of deposit bank back loan, meaning that you have put money into a certificate, it has matured, and now the bank is now giving you a reward asset off of that installment loan because you're banking with them and making money with them. One of the greatest CD bank back loans that actually came out, if you cannot loan, you can't go to your bank and get a secure certificate of deposit loan, has been SELF, S-L-E-F, S-E-L-F, that's what I meant, S-E-L-F, SELF. SELF is an actual CD bank back loan, and it reports as an installment loan. The SELF has actually been helping change people's lives. So if you need to go to SELF.com, I'm thinking of ELF, SELF.com, and go get you a SELF account if you're trying to grow credit and allow that CD bank back loan to be able to help you out. Also, SELF, for 3 months or so, if you sign up for them, they will actually also give you the option to do a secure card because your money for SELF goes to a payment. They report your payment each month, right? And you find in a plan, whether it's $25 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, it helps grow the credit. And then once you get enough money into your pot, I think it's at $100, it unlocks a secure card for $100 where it takes your money that's in the pot that they're actually saving for you at the end of that loan so they can give you your money back, and they unlock a credit card. Now you have a CD bank back loan and a credit card reporting on your file to help strengthen out that file just a little bit. Now you're going to have to go get more credit, more primary credit, so that your file can be a lot more healthier and more bigger, so that when the banks go to give you more money, you having a more accessibility on your profile to get more money from the underwriters because it's built out the right way. All right? So keep that in mind. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. If y'all guys go ahead and take a look at y'all trade lines, whether it's negative or positive, negative, I didn't cover this, but I will cover this. If y'all have missed a payment, it's not the end of the world on a missed payment because you missed your credit card payment and you fell in that 30, 60, or 90-day late. Everybody goes into that hard time. Or whether it's a loan, you fell into that loan, 60 or 90-day or 100-day late, whatever it is. It's not the end of the world. Remember, you will gain your points back, but you gain them back over in time, but they still hit you with a negative ding and a negative remark that will still and possibly stop you from getting funding in the future. So make sure and everything. Again, a 30-day or 60-day or 90-day or 100-day, 120-day is not the end of the world. If you miss payments in the past, just make sure you start from that point and try not to miss a payment to help build up that score and that payment history so they can count the last 24 months of your payment history and award that on you for your credit score and as well as your credit profile. So that'll be a more healthier. Again, you may have missed something 3, 4, 5 years ago, but these last 24 months, make these 24 months count and clean it up and everything. Some of y'all have actually started last year, and shout out to y'all who started last year and start saying, Lambo, we making that change. You know, the year before was very tough, you know, in 2020, and in 2021, y'all started and stuff like that. But for those who know, if you have had late payments, even in 2020, you can actually legally get that off due to the pandemic. Reach out to me. I'll go ahead and connect you with my team and make sure that we get you right. Again, reach out to me. I will make sure we get you to my team, man, and we get you right. Again, that number is on the bottom of the screen, 612-547-8826. Reach out to me. I'll be able to get you the free package that'll take care of the credit for you. Or if you need and everything help what some of those late payments or anything, I help you reach out to a team that will take care of those late payments and all that good stuff to help get you right back on track. But I want to send you that 612-547-8826, and we'll send you a package that'll help take care of the collections on your profile. All right. So that is huge. Remember, negative or positive trade lines. You can always bounce back from a negative trade line. There's a little work you got to do. Positive trade lines, make sure the positive trade lines are in your name. They're primary. They're authentic, not synthetic. Okay. Next, you want to make sure that you clip all collections on there. Told you about that and everything, about sending you all something where you guys can go ahead and mail off some stuff to the bureaus and possibly get those collections off, or actually reach out to me and I go ahead and connect you with somebody on my team and we get you correct. Public records is another one. This is a huge one that I didn't cover. If you got public records on there, they're damaging. As of the last few years ago, actually, they came out with a new law that only allowed them to report bankruptcies or child support, technically child support, on your profile. Really, that's it. All evictions, all tax liens, all anything else like that that was court related has officially been erased off of your profile. And they actually has to put that, if it's like court related like that, as a collection, and you can actually get the collection actually off if you know what you're doing. But public records stay on your profile for 10 years, up to 10 years. They can stay on your profile, whether it's a Chapter 7, Chapter 13, whether it's dismissed or not dismissed. They can stay up there on your profile for up to 10 years. Be prepared to take the hit if you need to go ahead and keep that on your record. Yes, you can bounce back. Yes, you will bounce back, but you have to use the strategy in place to bounce back from those bankruptcies by making sure you pay your bills on time, making sure you keep your utilization low, making sure that you apply for the right mixture on your profile, the 3-2-1, 3 credit cards, 2 installment loans, and a 1 CD bank back loan. So now that your profile can be more established so that the banks can see you worthy again. Remember, you can purchase a house as little as, I think, like a year after the charge. The bankruptcy is the charge, and up to 2 years on the other one. So I think Chapter 7 is 2 years and the Chapter 13 is 1 year. That you can actually purchase a house once it's officially dismissed. So it's not the end of the world for those and everything, man, out there who's going through a bankruptcy and are trying to bounce back. You just need to step up on your game just a little bit more and take responsibility into your hands a little bit more. And I promise you, you'll find yourself back into the 700s, 800s and all of that other great stuff that you desire so that the banks can lend you more money. So definitely make sure, if you need help, helping assist, remove that. Reach out to me and the team, and we'll make sure we can possibly get that bankruptcy off so you can actually have a better time when you go and apply for some stuff. 612-547-8826. Make sure you look at that. Again, inquiries. Make sure your inquiries are spaced out. Too many inquiries and everything, man, too fast will go on ahead and result into denials. You want to at least only be applying for about 2 to 3 to 4 inquiries, possibly 5, depending on if it's spaced out within 6 months' time at a per year. That's all you want to be at, 5 inquiries a year. If you're more than 5 or 6 inquiries a year, we need to go ahead and get you back on track. You should at least have a batch of about 3 or 4 inquiries within the first 6 months, and then another 3 or 4 inquiries in probably in the next 6 months. That's it. So you want 5 or 6 inquiries. Stay up in that range. That's it. You don't want any more than that. And then allow those inquiries to kind of start moving off and moving back. Then initially you're gonna get to the point where you're only gonna keep about 1 or 2 inquiries a year on something. You're not even gonna apply for nothing. You're gonna kind of see something, kind of see what you want and look at what you want, and they're gonna be like, okay, boom. But when you're building out your profile, keep about 5 or 6 inquiries on your profile a year. Space them out between 6 months apart. So you may want to do 3 or 4 and everything in the first 6 months, 3 or 4 the next 6 months, and that's it. Don't keep no more after that. All right. And I promise you, you will be there come the next year to kind of do it over again and build your profile out the right way. And the bureaus and everything, man, I'm telling you, will start giving you some serious money and start allowing your credit profile to actually do some wonder works in your life. All right. Age of your credit is always important. Just talked about that. Again, newer credit, even if you got old lines where you probably got 2 old lines that you had for over 5, 10 years or 20 years or whatever the case may be, and then you add 2 new lines. What that does is You just added 2 new lines or 3 new lines at the beginning of this year or whenever you did. They start lengthening your time and shortening the time divided by the amount of trade lines that you actually have on there. So make sure you guys are looking into that, because it actually divides the history by the amount of lines that you actually have on your report. A lot of people don't know that. So for those and everything who have had 2 lines that are old, and now you're getting all of these newer lines, like 7, 8, 9, 10 lines that you didn't went and grabbed, you getting money, you getting back, but your age of credit history shrinks. So keep that in mind, okay? That is very important. That's why I say grow them. If you're going to grow them, those who just started their credit journey in the last couple of years, grow your credit, 6, 3, go get 3, 4 cards or 3, 4 loans at a time. Let them age 6 months, go back, go get another 3, 4. That ain't going to hurt you. For those and everything, man, who have had credit, and you have had credit for a long time, and now you have sitting back up in here, man, you trying to establish that profile to get it built up. Make sure you're building it the right way. Go in multiples of 3, 4, 5, or 6 at a time and allow your stuff to keep going. And I'm telling you, your credit profile is going to go. And again, making sure you're keeping your utilization low. All your credit profiles, keep it between 1 to 7%. If you truly desire for your credit to actually grow big, and high 700s and 800s live at that 1 to 7%, and just joggle it back and forth. Make sure you're keeping something on each and every single month. And I'm telling you, your lines won't never go ahead and be cut up and they deactivated and all that good stuff. You want to make sure that you're keeping those lines open and that you're allowing something to report to those lines so that they can keep giving you increases. If you do that, I promise you, you will have more approvals than denials. And that will make sure that your credit life and your lifestyle be able to level up at a whole nother level. Listen, I know this was a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I went on ahead, man. I talked a lot of game, gave y'all a lot of good stuff. Make sure y'all are using these tools and help change your life and change the lives of the people around you. I'm telling you what I know. This will help change somebody's life around you more than what you know. And for those who actually have established credit, make sure if you have kids who are younger, find out what you possibly can for some of those bigger lines. You start them out as an authorized user on your credit to help build up their credit for when it's their time to come. Now, remember, they may be, 12 years old, 7 years old, 5 years old, 14. Start using and everything, man, your credit to help build their credit by adding them as an authorized user on your card. So when their time comes at 17, 18, 19, when it times come to make a quick move or an adjustment, now they already have a step up in the game. And now they're already going ahead and say, my parents thought of me more to add me as an authorized user to their card to piggyback a little, so now I can go get my own. Teach them the responsibility. Let them know to go ahead and use the 10-20 rule each and every single month to protect their credit for the long run. Let them know where to keep their utilizations at each and every single month. Let them know how to be able to garden their credit and get their credit in the right way. And now when the time comes when they either get out of school, whether it's college or whether it's trade school or whether they don't even go to school and they do something as an entrepreneur, they're able to make moves and have a step up in this life and society because you sat on the Leverage Show and learned how to level up on some game. All right, man. Listen, love it. This is the 10X. Y'all see the 10X ad. Y'all love the shirt, man. I had to bring it tonight so y'all can get that again. Send me a text if y'all want to go ahead and get that collection strategy package. I'll send that out to you at 612-547-8826. I'll make sure I send that out to you, and you guys can go ahead and use that to get those collections off. If not, go ahead and reach out to me, and I will connect you possibly with Mr. Jamal Titus so we can go ahead, man, and get you credit right and get you guys back in shape. Again, 612-547-8826. Make sure we are leveling up. You guys don't want to miss it. Next week, got some great guests. Definitely don't want to miss Tuesday and Thursday. I'm saving the names of who is actually coming to the show. Y'all just need to be tapped in and tuned in because it's going down next week. Again, I had 2 back-to-back days with y'all. I had Tuesday and tonight. If y'all didn't learn a lot these last 2 nights, I don't know what more to say. Make sure y'all getting out there, sharing this video, share it, like, get this content out. Listen, I love y'all. Make sure y'all have an awesome night. Have an awesome week. Do some great, wonderful things. And I promise you, great things are coming back. Go love on somebody today. Tell somebody you love them. Thank you, LA Law. This is amazing. Thanks so much. Listen, I'm here to give out some great things for y'all, so y'all can take these and apply these things, from the mortgage hacks to even the credit borrowing power hacks to even how to pay and everything, your credit cards a month, and do it right with the 10-20 rule. I'm telling y'all right now, a lot of great game, man, that I dropped for y'all, that y'all can be able to go ahead and level up and get those approvals rather than those denials. Remember, too many inquiries at one short form at a time will actually get you denials. So make sure you're going ahead and you're spreading your inquiries out and gardening those lines of credit within about a 6-month time period, and you will definitely get the right approvals. All right, let's go ahead. Let's make some stuff happen. A lot of great gems. Thank you, Jamal Titus. My guy said another great show. You're so welcome. Dropping gems. Hey, man, that's all I wanted to do. Help drop gems. Help go ahead and leverage all up to a new level again, making sure you guys are doing that. And listen, for those and everything, man, who are out there, let me give y'all one more jewel. If you are in the process of making sure that you're applying for credit, make sure that there's a pre-approval before you get the card. That's another one that will save you on a hard inquiry and only be a soft inquiry. That way you kind of know you have a high percentage, like a 90-95% of getting that card. And sometimes they even show that approval. Shout out to my guy, Freddie B, man, showing love, man, on the broadcast. Thank you. Listen, I'm tell you this right now. Great information, great juice, great knowledge. Take this level, take it to your communities, take it to your families, and allow this to help change your life. All right, GQ said that was great. Thanks, hey GQ. That's what I wanted to be able to give that out to y'all. Let y'all kind of know, man, this is how you structure yourself for approvals rather versus denials, and be able to level yourself up at a whole nother level. And that's all I want to do for y'all. Again, you're on the Leverage Show. You know what time it is. We're 10X of this thing. Shout out to the crew. Thank you, sir. My guy Isidro said, thank you, sir. Always good golden nuggets. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to give y'all good golden nuggets, give y'all some sound stuff, some sound plays that y'all can go run back, run the plays, and be a whole lot better in life. I'm telling y'all that y'all ever were, and watch how y'all life change. Worth re-listening to. My guy said, Kennard Haney, over and over again. Thanks, Lambo. Thank you, Kennard. Ken, you as always, my man. I tell him, Ken, for the win. He's always going on ahead, man, showing love and gassing up with the fire emoji and the bombs. I'm dropping them, man. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and get this out. Send this to somebody, because I'm telling you, this is a life-changing show. Listen, I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I didn't even know that. I just looked up in the corner. I'm sorry I kept y'all this long. Please, my apologies. It's probably past some of y'all bedtime. But if it's past your bedtime, hopefully I made it worthwhile, that you guys got a chance to go ahead and get out here and get some real knowledge and real wisdom drop, so that y'all guys can level up. Man, I leveled y'all up with everything from Prize Pool, Ethos Life, to even the 2 books I told y'all about dropping, The Power of Positive Thinking by my guy Norman Vincent Peale, and also The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Telling y'all a lot of great stuff that y'all needed. I know y'all needed. I wanted to go make sure that y'all brought it tonight. I don't get a chance to talk much like this. So when we do have not the guest on, Lambo going to be on here making sure that y'all leveling it up on a whole nother level and moving to a whole nother dimension. Larry said, appreciate you, Lambo. Thank you, man. Larry the Lion, you already know that's my guy. Keep doing what you're doing out there in Maryland. We're going to definitely go and connect. You already know how we get down, Larry the Lion. Make sure we do what we do. A lot of great info. Hey, man, Larry, you already know. That's what I wanted to go ahead and give out and allow people to master that art of being able to look at the credit, understand the difference between FICO, and understand the difference between Vantage as well, which most people don't even know. And going ahead, probably go to like Experian.com and ordering your credit report, or going to myfico.com to order that credit report and see the right scores, which the lenders and the banks actually look at. All right. So thank y'all. Listen, I love you guys, man. I wanted to make sure that you guys get a hold of that. Hold on. I did have one thing. Forgot to mention earlier about you want to follow it. Can we do that? Yes, we will do that. Jamal, I just got your text. Shout out to you and stuff like that, man. We will make this happen and stuff like that, man. Shout out to my guy Issa. I see y'all out here. Y'all have definitely did some stuff. Shout out to my guy Larry the Lion. Y'all have definitely did some stuff, man. Oh man, this is beautiful. Shout out to the Miffy crew. I see all of y'all. Thank y'all for all of y'all love, man. Y'all have been a blessing to me. Until next time, man, we are definitely out of time, but we are not out of message. Thank y'all for tuning in, rocking into the Leverage Show. We're going to go back up next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So make sure y'all strap up because I got some nice guests coming in next week. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Stay blessed, stay prosperous, stay focused. And remember, keep love in front of you and keep all that hate behind you. Take care, y'all.